Hey everybody, it's Jenny, and I am back with you today to share how I planned the most recent week in my memory planner. There's a look at last week, and I absolutely love it. The colors turned out great. It's really eclectic and plenty of white space, although you're probably thinking, what? But there's some. And I just loved it. Now, this week I am going to be using Happy Planner stickers, and you can see that I have pre-planned in my Traveler's Notebook insert. And it's just the way that works the very best for me. I've already pre-printed my photos on my Canon selfie printer, and I am now tearing them apart and putting them on the days that they occurred. And so I've actually got 3 photos for Tuesday, all sort of semi-related to, well, a sick day. And so I am just figuring out how I can get those all together in a cluster that looks really good. Because it's one of those things that, yeah, I have 3 photos and that's fantastic, but if it looks bad and I don't like looking at it, I'm not sure it really does me any good. Now I'm going to take my Tombow mono adhesive and adhere it down. I talk to you about this every single time, but you want to make sure that you're using a quality adhesive. I've been scrapbooking for a super long time and things do fall off the pages if you're not using a good adhesive. So just my little PSA for all of you. So I have adhered all of the photos to the left-hand page, and you can see I did end up creating, I really actually like that cluster a lot, especially now that I'm looking back on it after creating it, but I'm going to trim up the photos for the right-hand side, and then I will adhere those down as well. I did use a lot of black and whites this week. Gym photos are really hard to get good color. It's kind of gross in there. And then also the photo of my son sick on the couch. I just kind of like the way that the black and white looks there. I think it's really nice. I got a little adhesive on the page, so I was using my adhesive eraser. It's only a couple bucks, and it's a really nice thing to have to be able to easily get the adhesive off the page. Anyway, I'll go ahead and I'll take the left-hand side out. I'm not really going to be doing any stamping this week, so I don't necessarily need it. However, I like to take it out anyway so that I can have the ease of writing without the discs in the way. Now I'm flipping through one of the newest sticker books. I really wanted to use this one, but because it's really super seasonal, I didn't find anything that an ordinary week in December really fit. I mean, there was a couple of different things like those florals and stuff that I could have used, but it just didn't feel right. So after flipping through the book, I decided to go with something else. So I am back in the color story book, which I really like a lot, by the way. And I'm kind of wanting like a florally, watery, colory, sort of random color palette theme this week because, like I said, it's just really an ordinary week in January. It's not summer, so you can't use crazy fun colors. It's not fall, so you're not using those. And obviously, as I know, I could use whatever color palette I wanted to, but I just really sort of wanted to stick to a cool color palette. So that's where Color Story comes in. So I generally try to find one sort of piece to base the week off of. It just really makes the whole process a lot more simple for me. And so I am going to use the stickers for that. And this is that sticker for me. So I'm going to try to pull all of the elements together with this one sticker. So it's got a little bit of whimsy because it's got that sort of watercolor feel, and then I'll also use that color palette as well. So I'm loving that little exclamation point sticker with that photo of my son using a Snapchat filter. It's just so stinking funny. These are all those Happy Planner stickers that came in the little small boxes on the rolls, and they're really, really functional, and I like them a lot, but they are not the easiest thing to store. However, I had this box in my stash, and I've probably had it for like 10 years, and I decided to put it in there. Side note, I think you can still get them at Michael's. They're in like the jewelry storage section, and they're only a few dollars. So they're really an affordable and really super easy way to store those photos. So I'm just using my Papermate Flair pen to document all the things, and that's what I normally use. I just like that one for my handwriting. I definitely feel like the key to good planning is finding a pen that works really well for you. So now I'm going to take a sticker that works for a plan, like I can use it for writing on, but has the text in the upper left-hand corner that doesn't really work for me. So the first thing I'm going to do is trim it in half using my X-Acto knife because I don't need that big entire box. And then after I've placed it on the page, I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of these two smaller little circle stickers to cover up that text. It's not perfect, and theoretically I would have maybe used something a little bit different, but this was what I wanted to use, that little circle sticker from the sticker roll. So I made the best of the situation, and it turned out just fine. Now I'm still using the bullet point stickers to also notate activities and events because they just really work out very well. They're an easy way to do that, and it just takes up a lot less visual room. Now I'm going to take 3 little hexagons in that center box on Wednesday and cluster them together. Now a couple of them, the text on there works just fine. Now one of them, the text does not work fine. So like if it says meeting, it's not a meeting. But I wanted to use another hexagon. So this is where playing with some of the other items in your stash come in. So I will use the pen to write in the activities, but I will also use something else. I will use a little bit of this washi tape and cover up the text that's on there. So it ends up being really decorative and cute, or at least I think so, but it did the job. Like, so I could still use the sticker, but I didn't have to have it have the meeting text. So I'm just filling those right in there, and then I will also add the words to that last sticker that has the washi tape on it. And it worked out great because it was just for my husband and my son going to a basketball game, and obviously there's not a game sticker in that hexagon set. Now I've pulled the right hand side back in. I'm basically finished with the left hand side. I mean, not journaling and finishing up, but the bulk of the planning and adding the photos. And so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and work on the meat of the page on the right hand side. So I'm just adding that little journaling sticker, and what's really cool, or activity sticker, whatever you want to call it, is that it really coordinates perfectly with the theme sticker from the top box on Monday. And I just love how that all turns out and they all tie together. Now, for me, memory planning has sort of filled this void of scrapbooking, but also really what it's done, it's taking these absolutely tiny little details of our everyday lives and letting me put them down on paper. I know that this is just such a crazy busy time in my family's life, and I know that in the future we will have forgotten a lot of those things. And so I just want to make sure that we remember them. And I want to remember this time in our lives and how busy we were and how much stuff was going on and how much fun we had. So for me, memory planning is just been such a godsend because it's really doing exactly what I want to do, which is remember this just as it is right now. So now I'm adding another circle sticker. You can see right there to that larger sticker. It's really kind of the perfect thing for me because a lot of these stickers come with text printed on them, and they're just really not something that I'm going to use. And so I would find myself not using the stickers if I didn't cover it up. But instead, I cover it up and it becomes an incredibly useful sticker and something that I can absolutely put to work. So yeah, I just think that has such a great way to make stickers more versatile. So now you can see up in the upper right hand corner, I have clustered together not only that really large decorative block, but then also an activity sticker as well, and then written in the game too. And it's just really fun because I'm able to make a decorative statement, so like with the cluster, but then also keep it completely functional and putting down this is, in this case, a basketball game. Everybody check your phone. My text went off because of course it did, right? So now I'm doing the same thing. I used a flag sticker that I think ordinarily you would use vertically, but I am in the habit lately of putting them horizontally because they work so much better for me this way. And I was really having a hard time using them vertically. They just were never really working out. And so simply rotating them has really just made all of the difference for me. And now I'm really kind of loving these types of stickers. And it's just funny how it took me a while to get to that point, but now they're just absolutely wonderful. And I really look forward to using them. So now I'm going to pull out my self-healing mat and my magnetic ruler and draw journaling lines. Now I know I do this every time, and I know that I don't have to have lines, but for me it's just really part of the overall appearance of the page. I like the way that the lines look. I like that I can make them not line up exactly, and then they're more fun and playful, and they have a lot more just whimsy and make the page a lot more decorative, in my opinion. I've been doing black and white lines for years and years and years in my scrapbooking, and so this was a natural segue for me. So I've got a smaller little photo right down there on the left-hand side, and that will talk about those specific photos that are right there. My son was sick, and so I just wanted to write a couple sentences about his illness and about the first half of the week and him being sick. But then I have a larger journaling block on the right-hand side that I can talk about the week a little bit more in a more general way. So now I'm flipping through the Trendsetter book, and I'm kind of trying to find something decorative. Occasionally I get these ideas in my head and I think, okay, well, I'd kind of like to have this, but then this doesn't come, like I can't find it or whatever. So it can be a struggle to put together like what you want and what you have, but then you get to be like somebody like me, and the skeleton of the sticker sheet was bothering me, so I just decided that I was going to pull it off because it was just going to keep bothering me. So now I have done that. You got to watch that. Sorry about that. So anyway, now I've pulled out the Daydreamer sticker book instead, and I'm still looking for the original idea, but the good thing is that I realized that I found something else that I could use that is probably an even better idea. So that little banner ends up being just perfect right there. It adds that little bit of decoration, but it does not take up a lot of space at all. And so I'm really excited about the way that that ended up. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.